The purpose of this video is to familiarize you with the features of the Xpression 2. First, let's discuss the size and weight. This is ProCAT's lightest machine at 4.4 pounds. The width from left to right is 9.25 inches. The depth from front to the back is 8.25 inches. And the height from top to bottom is a mere 2.75 inches. Now, you will notice an indentation here on the front of the screen. I've opened the screen by taking a hold of the front and pivoting it back, which allows the screen to go back as far as necessary for your reading comfort or to slide under a table in close quarters. To close the machine screen, you just take a hold of the top and lay it down into its cradle for safe travel. Now, on the right of the screen, you will see 3 indicator buttons. The first is your power on button. When you depress this button, immediately the button in the middle will turn blue and the machine will turn on in seconds. The very top indicator is your charge indicator. Now, let's take a look at the 2 knobs on the front of the machine. Let's start with the left one first. The left knob is your key tension. If you roll it towards you, this increases the tension needed to depress the keys. If you roll it away from you, you will have less pressure needed to depress keys and it will give you a more springy touch. The right knob controls the depth of keys. Again, if you roll it toward you, this allows for less key travel when depressing. If you roll it away from you, you will have more key travel or depth. So you can adjust the range of the Xpression. Now, let's look at the back of the machine. And again, we're going to go from left to right. First is your real-time port, labeled COM. This is where you can plug your USB cable for real-time to your computer. Next is your microphone jack. You can plug any non-USB stereo microphone with a 3.5 millimeter connection. Moving to the next jack, labeled ear. By plugging a stereo headset or earbuds into this jack, it will allow you to listen to the audio track segment associated with the English translation currently being displayed on the Xpression screen. You will now see 2 USB slots. First is an RJ11 phone jack labeled client. With the cable provided with your Xpression, this USB cable allows you to connect the writer to your computer to export your dictionaries or your layout from your CAT software to your Xpression Writer. Job files can be imported from the writer to your CAT software also. The next USB port labeled host allows you to insert a flash drive for export of any job for backup. You now have 2 8 GB SD slots for immediate backup as you are writing. The SD1 slot will hold steno and steno in a Stentura or Luminex format, just to name a few. The SD2 slot backs up your steno, your transcript, your WAV file, and a backup again of your steno notes. Just as an aside, the Xpression also has 4 gigs of internal flash memory, or it's equal to 5 million strokes of revolving memory. Next is your charger jack, which is labeled power. And finally, you have a reset button similar to the one on your computer. If you press this reset, it kills the power. So only use this in an absolute emergency, as it will not save the data if turned off in this manner. This is for emergency purposes only. Now, let's take a look at the bottom of the machine. The Xpression comes with a tilt tripod. You can also purchase a highboy for those of you in court where you may need more height to your tripod if in a standing position. You also have a finger slot here where you can hold the machine if you just want to travel, down the hall or wherever you're going. This is your tripod connection. You just line up your tripod with the squared part of the connector and turn the machine and it will connect. To release the tripod, you have a release button here. You will hold this button in while turning the machine and it will immediately release. This is a very easy release, much different than what we have all experienced with some of the older machines. This concludes the video tour of the outside of your Xpression Writer. Let's take a closer look at the screen, menus, and other features on the Xpression. You will see 2 large windows. The one on the left is your English translation, and on the right, your raw steno. Either of these windows can be resized by tapping and dragging the middle of the screen, as you can see here. And I'm going to put this back. On the bottom of the screen is your taskbar. At the left is the job name information. The job name consists of 4 parts separated by underscores. You have the year, the month, and the day, followed by military time, which is the time that the job started. And then after the slash mark, you have a 3-digit number which appears for how many jobs were created to date. The strokes area shows how many strokes in the current job. Next is the status of your record window. There are 2 modes, stopped and recording. In recording, the box will be yellow, showing sound is actually being recorded. The mem box shows the active memory currently in the writer. The SD1 and SD2 windows display percentage of space available on the 2 secure storage cards inserted in the rear of the writer. Next, most often you will see the word BAT. The back box shows the remaining battery life as a percentage of fully charged. If you have your machine charging, it will now say CHG for charge and how much battery life you now have. The time in the right corner is the current time. Now let's take a look at the column on the far left of your screen. These are shortcut icons and key features of the Xpression Writer. In the upper left corner, you will see menu. When tapping menu, this icon gives the user access to most of the features within the writer. The available submenus are File, Edit, Expression, Help, and Exit. Many of the icon features you may not use at all. We will go over some of the more common items now. Under the File, you will see New, which allows you to start a new file at any time. Next, you will see Open Append, which will allow you to append to an existing job, and you are then able to continue to write to it. Open Read Only will display all jobs on your writer. By selecting the job you need to read, you will be able to search for a passage that has been requested by an attorney or a judge. Now, this is nice if you have many files for a job and the attorney needs readback from a previous day or days. Next is Save. Xpression saves automatically every 20 seconds or every 16 strokes. However, you can tap Save if you want to save in between the autosave time. Export Text allows the user to export text to the SD2 card or flash drive in an ASCII format. The Export RTF allows saving to the SD2 card or flash drive in rich text format. The Export PTF allows saving to the SD2 card or flash drive in Live Note PTF format. Play Audio will allow you to play back a small portion of the audio being displayed on your machine. You must use a headset or earbuds to listen to this audio. When you tap on the job information, it will show you the ProCAT file name, which is right here, the SmartWriter file name, and the number of strokes in the job that is now open. Now, the options available under Edit: Find, Find Again, and Globals. We will discuss Find and Find Again in more detail in just a few moments. Let's take a closer look at the Globals window. The Globals option can be used to add or remove definitions in the job or case dictionaries. Once the case dictionary window opens, you can enter the steno for the stroke you want to define. Then come down and tap on the English box to fingerspell the word, and then tap Add to enter the definition you want to the dictionary, and then you can tap Exit. You can also use the input panel, which you see here in the right-hand corner of your screen, to help you type in the different areas that you need to define in the English area. The global function can also be done from the keyboard. Please refer to your user's guide for more information on how to do this. So I am just going to click on Exit to close this window. Under Expression, you have Options, Bluetooth, Set Time, and Diagnostics. Under the Options window, you have 7 tabs: General, Display, Dictionary, Numbers, Audio, Bluetooth, Case View, and Case Pad. Let's take a look at the General tab first. Under the General tab, there are several checkboxes used to turn on and off certain features of the writer. Please see your user's guide for more information on these many features. The expression defaults will already be checked for you. So again, please check your user's guide for more information on what each of these will do for you. Under Display, this can be used to personalize the entry screen. The expression defaults to show both English and Steno on your screen. However, you can uncheck the option you do not want if you decide, for instance, you just want English on your screen. Then you would just uncheck the Steno. Below, you have options for bolding your questions or your answers, or to turn this option off. Just use the down arrow to select which one you want to use. You can also change your font size by tapping and dragging the indicator left for a larger font or right for a smaller font. Your backlight will allow you to make your screen brighter or less bright. You now have a touch sensitivity, and this will require you to reboot your machine. If you're having a problem tapping on your icons, you can change the sensitivity to be more sensitive or less sensitive to your tap. You then have a tap test to make sure it is registering your tap. If you notice when tapping on an icon, you are opening the icon above or below, it is probably time to realign the touch screen. If you tap here on aligning the touchscreen, just follow the instructions on the screen. Next, we have the Dictionary tab. This shows a default of case.fdx, or you can change to any job dictionary you have imported into your Xpression. To see all dictionaries, use the down arrow, and whatever dictionaries appear here, you can select in place of the case.fdx. All global entries from the Xpression will be added to the dictionary shown in this area. Under the Numbers tab, this feature activates the automatic number conversion. Below it, you have the option of inserting commas at thousands, and it will place a comma every 3 digits. Under Audio, you can place a check mark at Enable Audio Recording. This should not be used if you are not doing recording. You also have the option to set when recording stops and starts again. ProCAT recommends 30 seconds. The Enable Mic Boost will enhance the sound quality and should always be checked. The Enable Audio Loopback allows you to hear the audio as it happens. Again, you must be using a headset or earbuds. You now have record, play, bass, and treble. These can also be adjusted here. Under the Bluetooth tab, for most people, this is a one-time setup. This is used to search for and connect to your computer in order to write real-time wirelessly. The current connection status is displayed between the Connect and Search buttons. In a few seconds, all Bluetooth devices will show in the main menu when you click on the Connect button. This needs to be done anytime you load a new Bluetooth device on your computer or when your writer comes back from ProCAT service. Next, you want to tap on the name of your computer to highlight it, and then tap on the Connect button. The status will then change to connected instead of not connected, as you see on my screen. Get device info and set password are advanced settings and not used under normal circumstances. After connecting or disconnecting, tap OK to close the Bluetooth window. Under CasePad, using CasePad, which is available on the Xpression, will allow you to write real-time to an iPad, an iPhone, or an Android, or any device with a browser. Now, we are going to say OK, and we are going to move on down the main menu. Let's take a look at Xpression. You do have Bluetooth and the set time here, but what I want to look at now is the diagnostics menu. On the diagnostics menu, you have 7 tabs. Status shows date and time and other job information and some information about your SD cards. And also a little bit about the battery, again, how much battery life you have left in your current charge. Key adjust is used when adjusting your electronic contacts for your keys. This window displays each key as it registers, allowing you to test the sensitivity of each key. Now, it's recommended you contact technical support the first time you do this for a complete explanation of how to adjust each individual key. We now have log. Log can be used to view the current debug log files that is created every time the writer is turned on. This area is used by ProCAT technical staff only. Backup memory is used to recover the raw steno of jobs written within the past few months. The internal memory can store up to 5 million strokes before it begins overwriting itself. To recover a job, first tap on the list jobs. All available jobs will be retrieved using the date and time. So you will want to scroll up or down to find the job that you need to retrieve. Take a look at the actual date and the actual time the job was created. This will help you to recover the correct job. When you find it, place a check mark in front of the job in the checkbox, then tap Get Job button. You also can select all and get them all. The job will be saved that you have selected in a ProCAT folder on the SD2 card on the writer. This is grayed out right here. Erase all memory. It will erase all jobs in the internal memory. Only use this after you do a test certification on the writer. Get all memory should only be used with technical support assistance, as it will download all strokes and can take hours for it to finish. Under voltage window, it will show the status of all batteries within the writer. Also, it explains all charging light indicators in this section right here. Load program window is for ProCAT diagnostics only. And under the storage window, this shows both the SD1 and SD2 card information. You can easily reformat either card. Please make sure everything on your SD1 card and SD2 cards are backed up in the appropriate manner before reformatting. Now, you can also tap on Explore. You will see all the files on your machine. If I go to Details under the icon where you can have large fonts or small fonts, but if we click on Details, this is much easier to look at. Now, if you want to back up anything to an SD2 card, you will just locate the file again using the date and the time, and remember, use your scroll button to move down the list. But this will give you a better view of what you are looking for. All right, now let's close the diagnostics area and let's take a look at help and about Xpression. This will show your current version of your software on your writer. And this is important. Please keep in touch with support to see if you are running the most recent version on your Xpression. And last, you have Exit. Exit will close the Xpression program and turn off the writer. Now, this can also be accomplished by simply pressing the power button. Okay, let's take a look at the remaining icons on the left of your screen. The remaining icons, if you notice, New, Save, Find Again, Play, Options, etc., are a lot of the things that we went over earlier under Menu. However, these are quick keys or shortcuts to the things that you might use most often. Let's start with New. It looks like a blank sheet of paper. If I click on it, it's going to ask me, do I want to start a new job? If you do, you say yes. It will immediately save the current job and open a new job for you. The next one is the Save icon. Looks like a floppy disk. If you click on Save, and if you watch my screen, you may see a very quick message. And once you've clicked this, it will save the file. And it's the same as using the autosave within the Xpression, except this gives you the ability to do it manually. You now have Find and Find Again. If I click on Find, you will see 5 options. You can find the last question, the last answer, a specific stroke, the internal marks on your Xpression, or specific text. I have mine set to search backward. So if I click on Find My Last Question, it immediately goes to the last question. If, however, I need to go back a few, I just keep clicking or tapping on Find Next, until I get to the question that I need. Play is playing the audio on your Xpression. Remember, you need a headset or earbuds in order to do this. Once you hit play, it's going to start playing everything that's showing on your machine screen. So if you want to start further on down the screen rather than listening to the whole thing, you can just click in that area and it will start playing from this area right here. You now have the options window, and you'll remember this. This is where we were when we were setting up all the general features on the machine. And let's say you just want to make a quick change to the display. So this is a fast way of getting here. You can click on Display. Let's say you want to just change your font size. You can do that very quickly and say OK, and you're finished. Now, real-time hold. if you're in real time, and let's say you have to go to sidebar, and the sidebar is outside the range, or more often than not, you might be in judge's chambers, not sidebar. And when you get to chambers, it's beyond 100 feet of your Bluetooth. You're going to see that you'll get a message automatically without you doing anything that says real-time hold on. So once you're finished in chambers and you're headed back into the courtroom and you're within the amount of feet of your Bluetooth, if you tap this real-time hold again, it removes it and it will start dumping everything from chambers onto your laptop and within your Xpression. Now we have Bluetooth. Now, you'll remember under menu up here, I had you go through the Bluetooth setup. Well, now that it's set up, all you need to do is get into your real-time screen, and when you're ready, click on Bluetooth. It will start connecting automatically to you. You will notice that the blue icon is now green, which means you are connected to write wirelessly to your computer or to whomever you might be hooked up to. Lastly, we have calibrate. If by some chance you have changed the depth or the tension on your keys while writing, you should take a minute to let the keys recalibrate. So when you click here, it's key calibration in progress, and it's done fairly quickly. This lets the Xpression know you've made a change and how far down you are depressing the specific keys. This concludes the tutorial on your Xpression.